Get out of there. Where's the salt shaker? Good Friday. I was not expecting this until Saturday. This is a Chemex 3-cup green stamp. Now you may ask, and you may know, what is a green stamp? Oh, can you see? There's a stamp underneath there that says Chemex, Pyrex brand. Where's the matte glass? Oh, it's in my pocket. It says Chemex US patent 2411-340, made in USA, from Pyrex brand glass. I can tell you right now, this has good weight to it. The old ones have good weight. I have an 8-inch and a 9.5 of these. The 8-inch, the collar is perfect. The 9.5 I had to refinish. The wood was similar to this. Spots of no finish that might have been open to the air for decades. This wood doesn't look too bad. The 9.5-inch, which I will show at the end of the video, will show all three. When I refinish the 9.5-inch collar, it looks like there are little areas of driftwood because the wood turned gray over the decades. This may be from the 60s, thereabouts, give or take. You've got these little lips. You can tell older versions from these rounded corners. The later versions do not have rounded corners. And the newer versions are made of monkey wood. And this is birch. We have to refinish this. I have to strip this old finish off, and then we're going to put some wipe-on poly. This is like ancient rawhide. It was really hard to get off. It's got a mind of its own. You can also tell some of the old ones, they cut the rawhide at an angle. There's a slant. They were very, like, oh, we're making a really beautiful thing. Let's cut the leather at an angle that'll look nice. Oh, when we're done showing off all three, we'll show some clones as well. Modern day Chemex clones. So what we have to do is strip the finish, and we're going to sand it and coat it with polyurethane, and we will be back. Let's make some coffee.
Precious. My precious. Oh, my precious. My dad. My precious. It's too early.
Coffee and we'll be back. Good Friday morning. We've got our little set here. I think this is a 4-cup, 6-cup, and our 3-cup. Very pretty. This guy, the collar was like, it's immaculate. Beautiful wood grain there. I just had to replace the rawhide. This is the one that had some staining. I couldn't get out. I would have had to really sand it. And that rawhide's loose. That rawhide's loose. Over, under. Curved, curved. Curved, curved. There are two kinds of modern Chemexes. There's a classic and there's hand blown. The classic is going for about 40 something. The hand blowns are going for over $100. These are all hand blown, and you may wonder if they are because they've got seams, but they were hand blown into molds from what I understand. Sadly on Amazon, if you read the reviews, people complain that glass is really thin. These are quite hefty. This is really heavy. I think they're gorgeous. I would much rather have the Pyrex brand, the old vintage Pyrex brand, than the modern ones. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at some of the clones. These are Chemex clones. The modern Chemex are more like this shape, rounded, rather than the triangular shape of the vintage ones. I actually kind of like the curved better. I think the coffee looks better in there. These are no brands. No brands? These are, what do they call it? What do they call it? What do they call no brands? Off brands? No brands? I can't think of it. These are unbranded. These are sold by the same seller. I felt that the weight, it's not bad, but it's actually heavier than, I have an 80s Chemex that seems lighter than this. Not too bad. Doesn't have a lip at the bottom like Chemex does. No nipple. This also came with a stainless steel filter. I actually use this thing, and I use it with a paper filter sometimes. This one came with a filter. Because I thought this wasn't that flimsy, I bought their second one, and I think this is monkey wood. Very thin. It's kind of attractive, and it came with a little ball. This is called Le Pop. And I got this off of eBay for about $18. or less. The wood needed to be sanded. There was a lip of wood here. It was very inconsistent, but it cleaned up nice. And it is thinner than this. But it's the most accurate clone. Because of the nipple, it's the most accurate. The opening in the clone is much wider than the opening in the 60s version. I don't know how big the opening is in modern day Chemex. So this one is quite thin. If you bump it, it could break, but it's beautiful, and I think it's well worth the money. All of these came with really crappy leather. Where do I have it? Here's it's almost like cardboard. On some of these, people complain that the leather broke. The leather I got off of Amazon, it's called Realeather. It comes in a little wrapped piece of cardboard. I bought 2 of these. The first set was great. It was very even width all throughout the whole thing. This last second set, it was kind of thick in the middle and thinned out at both ends. I was pretty upset and I changed my review. Let's get these out of here. Let's get them out of here. Oh, boy, this is a heavy one, I gotta say. This is about 9.5 inches tall. 8 and 8. That's more 8 1/4, and this is more 8 1/8. I think we're done here. You know what I'm gonna say? What am I gonna say? Thanks for watching.